On February 18th, 2021, NASA just landed its fifth rover on Mars, dubbed the Perseverance. If landing a rover seems so easy, then why can't we send humans to Mars? I by no means am saying that space travel is easy. 50% of all Mars missions have failed, so it's definitely not easy. But why have we still sent humans to Mars already? Today we are going to be looking over ways why sending humans to outer space is much harder than sending robots. Before we begin, I would like to say if you watched the video and you learned something new, then smash that like button. And if you would like to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Without further delay, let's begin. Let's start with the needs of a human: food, water, shelter, clothing, sanitation, and oxygen. First, shelter. NASA is currently developing a powerful rocket for the Artemis mission, known as the SLS, or Space Launch System. It is still under development, so we don't have the full details yet, but it's expected to hold 130 tons of payload. For clothing, you will need at least 5 sets of clothes, as well as one spacesuit, which is going to weigh approximately 250 pounds. For water, the astronauts can use a complex system of machinery which can filter their urine, sweat, and bath water, which is currently being used in the International Space Station. Sanitation takes urine and makes it into water, which the astronauts will then use. Oxygen. This one may seem the hardest, but surprisingly, it's not very hard. You have to take water and put an electric current through it, which separates the H2O to make oxygen. But you might be thinking, how do you get the water when the astronauts use it for drinking and other purposes? You see, the 2 hydrogen atoms are used to make water all over again. The carbon dioxide we exhale is used to make water, and the waste products are blown out into space through special vents. The air has to constantly be cycling because the carbon dioxide we exhale can cover our head, which can cause the crew to inhale CO2. Food. The average person needs 1,900 calories a day. Food for a 4-person crew for a 3-year trip from Earth to Mars and back to Earth would weigh more than 24,000 pounds. Now we have talked about all the essentials for the human. Let's talk about the challenges that the whole mission could face. The launch period. The launch period of sending a spacecraft to Mars is every 26 months, and they can only launch for a few weeks. Radiation. On Earth, our magnetic field protects us from the sun's solar flare, but in space, there is nothing that can protect us. As of now, there's no definite answer to help us, but NASA can predict when solar flares can happen, which can assist the astronauts. Communications. This is a major issue because it takes 5 to 20 minutes for signals to travel one way between Mars and Earth, depending on how far their positions are. So let's say astronauts on Mars are in some sort of emergency. The signals would take 10 minutes to come to Earth, and it would take 10 minutes for the signals from Earth to get back to Mars. By that time, the information would be of no use for the astronauts. I could not find any solutions online, so I thought about it myself. And the only thing I can think of is that we use lasers. Like we can have a satellite orbiting Mars, and whenever we want to send a message, we can use Morse code and flash it at the satellite. And the satellite will pick it up, understand it, and it will send a radio message to the crew. When the crew wants to send a message back, they will send a radio message to the satellite, which will understand it and convert it into Morse code and send it back to Earth. This idea has the possibility of cutting the times to, at max, 4 to 5 minutes. The downside is that we can only talk. We cannot send data, and we need really precise equipment to pick up the lasers. I think that the idea is very feasible, but once again, I'm not NASA, and they probably thought of this before and disregarded it because of some major flaw that I cannot find. Landing. This one seems pretty simple, such as putting a couple of parachutes and you should be fine. Right? Wrong. The Martian atmospheric volume is less than 1% of Earth's, so the parachutes will have no use but to slow it down very little. We could attach big balloons and crash land after slowing it down using parachutes, but there will be humans, and the impact might be too great, and sudden movements might break human bones. Our last option is using parachutes to slow us down, and seconds before landing, we can fire retro rockets to slow us down. Even after all these challenges, us humans still haven't given up on our dream to set foot on Mars. I hope this video has showed you why we still haven't stepped foot on Mars. Even after all these adversities, we still want to go to Mars. If you have made it this far in the video, thank you. It took me a long time to make this video, and if you guys have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section, and I can't wait for what you guys think of it. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, and subscribe for more.